Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Life of Logan TV. You're not here by chance, you're here because you're meant to be here. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you like the video, comment when something resonates with you, make sure you share it, and most importantly, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're always alerted whenever I drop a new video. So today I want to talk about why certain things are acceptable for men and certain things aren't. Specifically about why it's more acceptable for a man to show his anger and frustration and lash out, kirk out, while out, lose it, whatever you want to call it. That's more acceptable for a man to do than for a man to be open about things that are bothering him inside. Things that bother him emotionally, things that are bothering him mentally. He can only show the emotion of anger. Otherwise, it seems like any other emotion that he shares, nobody wants to be a part of. And why, or should I say when, did that change? Like, was it always this way? I try to call myself a history buff and everything, but I would like to think that at some point, it's just like with us throughout life. At some point, something happened to us. That's why they say it's important to get back in touch with your inner child and find your inner child, because who were you before the world did what it did to you? Who were you before the world silenced you? It put a muzzle on you. It told you, hey, nobody wants to hear how you feel. Nobody wants to hear how you feel. Nobody even cares. In fact, if you tell people how you feel and you have specific sexual reproductive organs, if you tell the world how you feel, nobody's going to want to hear it. Majority of the populace, those who look like you, and those who don't look like you, and those who are probably sometimes even going through the same thing as you, will sit back and just say, I don't know. I don't know if he should have said that. Like, some things you gotta keep in, you gotta keep close to the chest, you gotta keep close to the vest. But it's more acceptable for me to go somewhere and fly into a rage and start cursing people out, challenging people to a fight, swinging on people, stomping folks out. That's more acceptable. Hey, that's what guys do. That's what boys do. It's more acceptable for me to do that than it is for me to have a moment and I start crying, or a moment where I start talking about things that are bothering me, things that hurt me, things that have impacted me, non-physical things. Think about that for a second. It is more acceptable in this world for a man to show that hurt child in him, to show the hurt child in him through acts of anger, through acts of womanizing, through acts of nonchalantness. It is more acceptable for that man to show off his unhealed inner child than it is for him to start taking the steps of healing. I know some people will say, hey, I want somebody to heal, but unfortunately sometimes our mouths say things that our bodies just can't comprehend, they can't do. You can say that you want somebody like that, but then when you confronted with a man like that, it'd be a lot for you. And not to say it can't be a lot for you, because we all have our different barometers and everything. And then because you're not used to it, because it's been ingrained in us that a man gonna behave this particular way. Man don't talk about their feelings. Man don't talk about things that go on. Man don't even acknowledge that they have feelings, because that's more of a womanly thing, right? That's more of a feminine thing. No, that's a human thing. That's a human thing, because we all have the same emotional spectrum. Just like there are things that have hurt you, that have cut you deep emotionally, them scars that no one can see, but you know they're there because you feel them and you deal with them every day. Just like you have that as a woman, I have that as a man. Just like you expect for me to give you a space for you to be able to talk and for you to be able to, lay your emotional and mental burdens down. I expect that same thing in return. I will never ask you for anything that I cannot provide. So, what do you all think? I'll be interested in your comments. Hit me in the box down below, and we will continue to get this going. Let me know how can we make it a better place for men to show emotions other than anger, for men to show emotions other than just either I got it all together or I'm gonna act like I got it all together. Fake it till you make it, or I'm just gonna lash out to blow off steam every now and then, and that will substitute for the therapy that I should actually be getting. Why do you think it's that way, and how do we flip the stigma? Men and women. Answer down below. Men, let's go on ahead and let people know like how to handle us better. How we can help people give us what we need. Let's voice our concerns down below. And ladies, tell me how you're how you're hoping to make things better for your mate or potential mate to feel safe with you emotionally. Until next time, y'all, this has been Life of Logan TV. I guess I could still go ahead and hit the bicep flex for y'all. I'll still hit it or whatever. It's a chilly day or whatever, so y'all can't really see it because I got this big hoodie on or whatever. But just know it's there, and just know that this is Life of Logan TV. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.